What should you be considering when you go to buy leather? How do you know if it is real leather? Someone asked me a question in the comment section of one of the videos that I put out last week. So the person basically asked that I explain the different types of leathers that we have, their uses, their categorization, and why I will choose one type over the other. Just recall that the sacred text of scripture, some of them are actually written in leather, showing you how durable leather is. And these are centuries, millennium old materials, all preserved in leather. Before we proceed any further into the video, let me warn you, I do not use synthetic leather. I don't do it. I'm not going to talk about that in any way howsoever in this video. What we're going to be talking about is leather, real leather from animals. So leathers, let's do it this way. We are going to approach leathers based on two different categorizations: how they are made, how they appear. Are they thick or are they thin? The tanning process, what kind of tanning was deployed in crafting that leather? Let's start off with a categorization of leather on the basis of their thickness or thinness. Take a look at this. This is probably, you see, it is stiff, it is thick, and it's about 5 mm thick. Half a centimeter thick is about 4 to 5 mm thick. So this is quite thick. This is probably the kind of leather that you will need for your belts, right? So this is thick leather. Now you compare that to this. This is goat skin, really. So this is made from goats. There's a gentleman in Kwara State, in Oyo State, who makes this. He's actually in Oyo town. You can find him on Instagram. So this is Nigerian goat skin leather, some of the best leather you will find in the world. So you can see that this is almost papery. It's not as thick as the one that I showed you before. So this is thin. This is what you will probably be using for linings, some wallets, the inner part of wallets, and maybe even the outers of wallets. You may also want to use this for the uppers of shoes, but then you probably will want to reinforce it with some kind of fabric so that it's actually much more durable. So this is thin leather, what you probably will call lining leather. In between those, you find something like this. This is the medium range. So this is the type that I will probably use in my shoe uppers. So this is about twice the thickness of what you find here. So you find that even though it is thick, it is not too thick that you can't wrap it around a shoe last. So it is just it is supple and flexible enough that you can actually pull it over a shoe last and mold it around that last. And this is generally about the thickness that I will use for my shoe uppers. So you can see this is about 1.8 to 2.2 mm in thickness. So this is about what I will typically use for my uppers, and it's in such good condition that I actually will not need to reinforce it in any way howsoever in order to be able to use it. So this is basically somewhere in between this and that. So medium thickness. So we've talked about medium thickness, quite thick, and thin leather. Now let's talk about how the leathers are produced themselves, the chemical processes involved in production of the leather. Now, I'm not a leather scientist. I did not even read science in school. So whatever I'm going to tell you here is stuff that I gleaned from my own reading and my own research, and of course from general knowledge. Those of you who are specialists in leather technology and science, of course, correct me in the comment section if any of the things that I have said here is not quite as it should be. So there are leathers produced through a chemical process known as vegetable tanning, which is a traditional age-old method of producing leather. They take plant-based material, basically a tea-like substance generated from the bark of trees, sometimes the acorn, the seeds of certain plants. So they take all of that juice and soak the animal hide in it, and after a very long time, the hide comes out as leather. That is what is called vegetable tanned leather. So this is a medium thickness of vegetable tan leather, but you can see that it has this distinctive brown hue to it. So it will typically come in this distinctive brown hue. There is a way. Am I saying that once you find leather of this hue that it means it was vegetable tan? Oh, certainly not, but this is indicative. This also is vegetable tanned thick leather, right? Now, the distinctive feature of vegetable tan leather is, like I said, it is produced by a natural process, so less stress on the environment in its production. And then, because of all the time that has to be invested in producing vegetable tan leather, they tend to be more expensive. They are also very malleable. If you soak it in water, you can mold it into any shape. You guys remember the video where I made my welt around the monk strap shoes that I was producing? That was done using this thickness, this vegetable tan leather, and it was able to take the shape around the last because of the quality of its production and tanning. So it's very malleable. You can soak it in water, mold it around certain surfaces, and when it dries up, it will retain the shape of those surfaces. So it's like clay. It is clay, really. Basically, it's like clay. If you soak it in water, you can actually mold it into any shape or form that you want, and that will be it. Now, the other chemical process involved in tanning leather is what is known as chrome tanning. So chromium salts are certain types of salts that chemicals basically that are used in tanning of leather, and they produce very durable leather. You know, you'll find that chrome tanned leathers will typically come in a variety of colors. So this is your basic cowhide, but you can see that they have printed crocodile skin, crocodile patterns on it to give it the indication of crocodile. This isn't real crocodile. It is real leather. It is animal skin, medium thickness, but you can see that it's in red and with crocodile alligator patterns on it. So this is another example of chrome tan leather. This one is also in red, but with snake python prints on it. So you see, all of these varieties are basically made possible because of chrome tanning of the leather. So when you talk about leathers, the part that is processed by the tannery, the outer epidermis of the animal, which is actually what you are looking, which is the tougher part of the leather, which is the part that you are probably wanting to be visible to your customers when you are making stuff, is smooth, and the reverse side is actually rough. So this outer side is known as the grain side, while this inner side is known as the suede side, the flesh side. Now, but there are some leathers that are actually prepared such that the flesh side is actually made to be what is visible, and that is what you will know as your suede. So this is the flesh side, and as you can see, it has all of those hair follicles visible to the eye. And then sometimes there is a matte finish on the reverse side of the leather, and that is what you will know as your nubuck. So this is suede, and that's nubuck, all coming in one piece of leather. So typically when I'm going to buy suede or nubuck, I typically like to have it in a sheet of leather that has both, so that it is up to me to decide which side to use. So you have the chrome tanned leathers and the vegetable tanned leather. So why will I choose one over the other? If I want variety in colors and variety in weights and shades and hues, I probably will be going for chrome tans. And especially if I'm not looking to recolor what I want to do. I want to produce finished materials that stay in the color that the tannery itself has already built in, not giving me too much problem. So all of that color variation, I can assure you that whatever color, shade, or tint of any color imaginable in the world that you want, you would find in chrome tans. But if I want to be creative, if I want to add my own coloring and do my own molding, then I probably am going for vegetable tan leathers. You see, it's in a monochrome coming in this light brown or shades or tints of it, and I can do what I want to do with it, and that would be as well. If you're not very conversant yet with identifying real leather, you could go to the market with a lighter, cut out a slight piece of the leather, set it on fire. If it burns and smells like you are roasting barbecue, right? It smells like you're burning organic material. It's probably real animal skin leather. If it melts, on the other hand, and shrivels and gives off chemically fumes and all of that, then it's probably not leather. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you learned something. I'll see you on the next one. God bless you.